Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, good, good. Okay. So the first thing is put your name in the chat. So will help me to know you to attend the class. So this is my first question, first favor to ask to put your name in the chat. Okay. So today we will start something very, very, very interesting. Last week we talking about visualization. We we use a different way to for the visualization. And today what we want to do is a little bit complicated, I will say so. And also not the learning curve may be a little bit higher. So today we will cover advanced visualization techniques. So the advanced technique using we are using the Plotly Express, and also we were using the Dash and the Streamlit. So today we will cover three parts, and then I will walk through the demo code as well, not just demo, and also walk through the demo code. Okay, so let's go through here. So here, this is a slide for today's lesson. So the today's lesson, last time we talking about we have a different way. We can use the Seaborn. You can use the multiple plot to draw the pictures. And also the panda also can draw the pictures. I think last week I did show one example. So the panda they 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 are able to show they are able to so the panda you can for example here. So here is using the panda to do the chart. So what you need to do is very easy. So you have a data frame, and then so the signal here is a data frame. The data frame we also this is a time series data frame. So we have a data frame. So the index will be time. So the IDX is the index. So the index is the time series from start from 2025 001, and then they will get three times, and then the frequency is daily, and then the signal is a data frame. So the signal is a data frame. They using the random number. So you will see the random number, and the length is the index. And then after get the random number, they get the cumulative sum. And then the index is IDX. So they create a data frame. So called signal. So after signal, if you want to using if you want to do data frame, and then you start from the data frame name and using the plot, and then the inside is parameter. So here we using the white label we using the value, and then this one is the line chart. So this is very simple, very straightforward. You don't need to specify too much. For example, the figure size or whatever. So this one I will say is pretty simple. So the next one is also plotting with pandas. So when you do the plotting with pandas, so here we create a data frame first. So the data frame we have one is called category. One column is category. One column is sales, and then so we group by category, and we want to get the sum the sum for sales. And after we so after sum, we create a data frame. And then the data frame, and we using the plot method or plot function, and then to create the plot. Here we specifically let the plot know I want to have the bar chart, and what is the title, and what is the title, and what is the white label they do have the legend is Unity. So this one is so you see the two ways. One is using kind, and one is do not using the kind, just plug in the plot method. So this so another example is we are able to plot the scatter. So this, for example, we can plot the historian for using the data, the Panda to plot historian data. And then we also see the bar chart. And here we will see the scatter. So the format is different, a little bit different. So the first thing is we get the CSV file. We get a CSV file. This is a penguin. Penguins the CSV file. So after we have the CSV file, and then we drop there is some missing value. So the missing value we drop some field, some column, some attribute they have missing value. And then after drop the missing value, we create a data frame, and then we using the plot, we using the scatter, and then to create the scatter chart. So here you still can specify what is the X label, what is Y label, and what is the transparency you want to have, and what is the title. So this is the example using the data frame provide you another way to plot the plot for the plot. The next one is the one this one is the one today is new for us today. The new for us today, this one is called Plotly. So the Plotly, the first thing, if your computer doesn't have the package Plotly, and then you need to install the Plotly first. So the Plotly, the one thing is they can create the plot with very impressive plot. So when you move the mouse over, and then they will give you the data. So for example, we will see the demo and the code later. So it means here we have the data, we have the penguin data, and we want to this they have spices, and then they also have the sex. So we want to after we need to let the plotly know what is the symbol you want to have, and what is the color you want to have. So here we using the color is the species, and then the symbol is sex. So we will see this one. I will explain this one more detail in the demo part. So this one is the called Plotly. So the Plotly, and then the next one is called Dash. So the Dash, they are built on top of the Plotly, and also the Flask. They also is very the purpose of this one is you can build a web application. you can build a web application, and then after you build the so your code can talk to the website, and then you will see in the 217 this website, in this the URL, and then you will see your code, and then you can change the value, and then they will change the plot. So it's very impressive. We will see this one in the demo as well. So this is the example. So this one is the GAP. Different country have the lifespan, and then they have GAP, and then you are able to select a different country, and then after you select a different country, and then the two chart will change accordingly. So the next one is called Flask. So the Flask is a framework. Is when the web application, so they can REST API, for example. So that if you want to design the website or web application, so the Flask is very light framework. Is compared to another the different software, different platform. So the Flex is more is very user friendly, and then the Dash actually is built on Flask. So we will not cover too much for the Flex, as long as you understand what is the concept, what is the concept, what is the concept for Dash, and what is the concept, and then good enough. So we will not worry about too much about the facts. So the code, the Tom doesn't have the code for for this mess. The code is very complicated, I will say so. So if you want to, you are interested to learn more, you can go to his to reference his code to understand more. But I don't think probably is too much. Too much, I will say so. Okay, this is Streamlit. So the Streamlit is a different way. If you want to you want to see something in the website, in the browser, in the website. So this is another software or framework or or the library you can use it. So the Streamlit compared to Dash is this one is very user friendly. Is much the learning curve is not as heavier as Dash. So but then because if you want to have the production code, so this one is kind of like a toy. You play around. But then if you want to go to the production, then Dash is the way to suggest to use. Okay, so this is the example. This is a comparison, the Dash and the Streamlit. So the Streamlit is very fast and very simple. And then the automatic reactivity and state, and then auto refresh. So it's very quick for the prototype. Last minute the presentation. You can get a nice web application and then show the people, and then Dash and the Plotly. So the Dash and the Plotly, so the Dash is more scale to complex multiple page application. So in our demo, we will see we have more than one output using the Dash, more than one output. So if you want to the production dashboard, then Dash is the one you need to pick up. You need a choice. Okay, so this one I was looks like you need to publish your project, your assignment in the in the website. So how do you publish it? So if you using, I think there is a two-way. The project, the assignment looks like you can using the two ways. One is using Dash and one is using the Streamlit. So if you want to, so you we talking about we can see we can see our after run the code and we can see our output result in the local in the in the local. And then if you want to publish it, then you need a you need a you need a using the software on platform. So if you using the Dash, so the render.com is the way to publish your code and result. And then so the render.com you need have a GitHub. You need have a GitHub repository, and then publish it to the render.com. And then the Streamlit, maybe they have a Streamlit IO. So for this one, I am not expert for publish for publish. So I would suggest talk to your individual mentors, and also maybe check if the Tom's the video do they say something about how to publish it. So and then I think the study material also have some setup. So read through and then see if you can work out. And then by all means ask all the mentors. Okay, so this one is This one is a capstone project. So today is our last lesson, and the next lesson will have the capstone project. So the first project we're using the Kaggle, using the Kaggle to do your the capstone project. So the Kaggle, the first project is more related to the data. You have a data, and then after you have the data, you analyze the data. You analyze the data, and after you analyze data, and you also need data wrangling to clean the missing value. And then also you need to do the feature engineering. For example, you might reduce the attributes, and or you might combine two attributes to one attribute, and you also might see if there is a correlation. So there is a lot to learn for the first project. So the first project is more data related, the more data related application, and then the second part. The second part is more web scraping. So the web scraping, and then so there is a website, and then from the website, I think is the from the web baseball or whatever or baseball, and then from you got the information, and then you do the web scraping, and then you might using the dashboard, Streamlit or Dash to do the for the dashboard and then publish it. So this is the one so far so far. So is there any question so far? Okay, so this is the lesson 12 infrastructure. This is what I'm talking about. If you need your assignment is different from before. So your assignment, because your assignment is either related to Dash or related to Streamlit. So the assignment is different from whatever you did before. So you need try to find how to publish your work. So read through this one, and then I suggest you might check the video from Tom or Dan, because they may have more experience for this part. So any question for this part? So if you don't have a question, we will go to the next part. Okay. Okay, I think I am. Okay, good. Okay. Okay, so we will see the demo part. The demo part is very interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so this one is the Visual Studio. So the Visual Studio, we will see the first application is called Palmer Tom. Okay, let me see if I can also open this one. Okay, so the open this one. Okay, so this one is the code. So let's walk through the code first. So the code, the first application, the first demo is we using the Plotly. So the Plotly, the Plotly, we were using the Plotly to do the for the application. So the data set is a Palmer penguins. So the Palmer penguins they have three island. So the number seven they told me they have three island, and then they have three species. They have three species. So what we want to do, is we want to run the code and see uh, what it looks like. So let's go to run the code. So in order to okay, the first thing is in order to run the code. In order to run the code, you use the Python. Okay, so the first code is the party. So the first code we want to be using this one to run. So you will see I have a terminal here. So and then okay, then I needed Python. I needed using the Python. Okay, then after using the Python, they automatically to display the result. So the result you will see there is a title. So there's a title this is the title, and then you will see when I mouse over, you will see the green part. So the green part is gentle. Is the species is gentle. And then you will see the green one. They have a different shape. So the diamond is a female and the circle is a male. So you will see when I mouse over, they will do something. They will change. This one is called inactive. So they will give it more information. And then you will see there is okay, you will get the beer length and the flipper length, sex and species, and also you will get the island and the body mass. Okay, so let's go to the code again. So the code again, so we okay, so the code. Okay, here is the code. So let's see the code. So the first one is there's a URL, and then you got you read the CSV file, and then after you read the CSV file, and you drop the missing value, and then you create a data frame called penguins. So after penguins, the next part is we want to plotter. So the PX is partly is a part this one PX in here in here the PX is Plotly Express. So the Express is a library, uh, is a library for in under the Plotly. So we using the alias PX. So here we want to draw the scatter picture, and then we have okay, here is the data set, and then we have XY, and here we talking about we see the chart, we have color, and we have symbol, and then the 54 is foot over data. So we after we foot over, they want to show the island and also the body mass, and then so this is the title, and then the label. So the label, when we see the chart, we have the beer length and we have flipper length, and then when you have body mass, G equal body mass, so you define label. So and you define the label name and then the value name. So what this is because when you will see there is a foot over the island and also body mass, body mass. So this is the reason we will have the body mass as well. Okay. Okay. So let's see the picture again. Okay, so this one is the HTML file. This one is okay HTML file, and then you will see I talking about if I move over, and you also will see the island and body mass as well, and then you will see the species and the sex. So here is okay. So here is very interesting. Okay, so here is interesting. Okay, another example I want to show you in the chart. Okay, we have the penguin. We have penguin. This is the function. So it's very not difficult, right? And then this is called the figure update trace and the figure update layout. So this one is a control the customized appearance, and the figure update trace is for the point. You can specify what size for the marker, what size you want to have, and then the update layout is the legend. For example, we specify the species as the legend, and then here the 6-7 is write HTML. So this one is if you want to this one we are able to see the HTML is because we have bigger write HTML for the auto open equal true. So this one is very basic example. So but this one is also help you to learn how to using the Plotly to get something nice. So this is one example, the first example. And then, do you have any question for this example? Okay, so if not, we will go to the second example. It's called the dash IRS. So the dash IRS, I'm trying to do is using give you more example because I think you might you know the Irish data already. So you know Irish data, and then this is simple example, just how to using the dash and to get the result. So let's go to here. Okay, so we want to do the dash Irish. So the dash Irish okay, so what do you want to, so if you want to run this one, So you using the okay, so you're using this one. So this one will give you the okay. So this one will give you the website to see the result. So let's go, and you will see this one is keep running, so it's not stop. So this one so we need to go to here. Okay, let's go to here. Okay, you see this one, right? You see this one. So this one is the result when you using the Irish data. So the Irish data they have a simple width and a simple length, and then if you hook over, and then you will see what the species will be. So here we have color, we have species, and then we have data here. So, okay, here. So, let's go back to the code again. Okay, so the code here is dash spaces. Okay, this is one important information. So the plot is not dynamic. It is static. They cannot trigger by change. So this is important part. So this is the static. And then another thing is the so so they have the fix. So here you will see the example. So the example, the layout. So we have the fixed information. We have the fixed information, and then so here okay, this is the first dash example, and very simple. So after the first thing is you must okay the 20. So the 20 the Irish data, okay, the 17 is the Irish data under the partly they do have they do have Irish data. So we got the data from partly, and then after partly we need to create the application. So how we using the dash dot dash, and this is the one just follow this one. So this one will create the instance, the application, and then so you have app, and then after the app, and you want to specify the layout. So the layout here we using the HTML. So the HTML this one is specify the layout the layout. So we have the HTML H1. So the HTML H1. This one is for the we will define the title, and then the DCC is from the DCC will is called dash core component. DCC is dash core component, and then you define graphic. So here we define the graphic. So we define is the scatter, and we define what is the what is the XY, and what is the color. So this one, and then after after you define your layout, after you define the instance, and then you run the server, and then after you run the server, and then they will they will show in the in the they will show in here. They will show in here. So this is one. Okay. So just remember this one is static, not dynamic. So let's see the another one we will see. Okay, the another one is the more difficult one. This one is okay. Okay, this one is we were using the drop down. The drop down the drop down information okay the okay here we have two different different concept. So one is a drop down. So the drop down means just like the pop up menu. And then another one we were using the callback. We were using the callback. This one is the decorator callback. So the callback, and you will define what is the input and what is the input and what is the output, and then so so after you from the drop down you enter the value, and then the value will pass through this function. So for example, we have a drop down. After we have a drop down, we will provide you can select what species you want, and then after you select the species, and then the species will pass through the function, and then this function will return the fig, and the fig will give to the output. So remember, we have a callback. We have a callback. We define what is the output and what is the input, and then from input, also there is a connection. So when we do the layout, and we have okay. When we do the layout, we will define the graphic. So the graphic here will relative to output graphic here, and then the drop down we have the ID. So this is the ID here will relative to the input, and then we will get the value, and then we will get the picture, the plot for the figure object. So here is I think the concept is a little bit difficult. So for example, this one is a callback. So the callback is a decorator. So what is a decorator? So decorator is a function. They take another function as input, and then add some logic, and then return a new function. So this is called a decorator. So the add app callback is a decorator. So as a decorator, and then the output and input is a part of the decorator. And then after you define the decorator, and after you have a decorator, and then there is a function you need to define, and then how to pass the parameter. So we're talking about let's go to let's run this code first, and then we will see what it looks like. So this one is dash Irish. So we are using the first one is very simple. So the second this one is the dash application as well. So the dash application here, because we using a drop down, we using a drop down and we using the callback. Oh, okay. So here you will see I need this one still running, right? So I using the Control C. I using the Control C to terminate the running. Okay. And then I will run the new. I will run the new one. So the new one. Okay. So the new one. Oh, okay. So we define, okay. So here you will see the change, right? Okay, before we do not have the box. So here we have the box. Okay, so here you will see there's the box. So this is the box. We can select all. Okay, so we can select all. You will see the all the information, and then we can select Sitosa. Okay, this is what we're talking about. After there's a drop down, there's a drop down box, there's a drop down. So from the drop down, you select the value, and then the value will pass to the function. So this is the function. This is the tricky part. So and then after you pass the value to the function, so the function started to do something, and then will return. So the return will give it to the output, and then the output will display. So this is the tricky part. And then every time you you change the select value, and then they will trigger the function to run, and then output to get a new output. So this is the tricky part. Let's go back to the code, see if you can grab this one. So here the tricky part, the one thing is you need to specify the layout. So the layout usually we using the HTML div. Okay, let me show you if I can show you the okay. Here we talking about the dash. So the dash they have a different method. So you already see the app is instance. So the dash instance, and you already see the app run. So the app run they will run in the server, and then the app layout. So here. So here we have app layout. So this one, okay, the app, okay, here the app callback. So the app callback, the decorator define interactivity between input and output. So let's go back to here. So we have a callback. The callback is a declaration. So they will define input and output. So they will define interactive activity. So this one callback. Okay. So another one, I think you might get confused. What is HRM What is HTM div? Do you remember? Okay, do you remember when we the input? So the import we have dash, and then from dash we import HTML DCC is dash code component, and then we have output, and we have input, and then the PX is for Plotly Express. So here, so here we, so here we will see, okay, go back to here. So the HTML div, HTML h1. So we see the HTML div. So this one is layout component, and we also see there is the DCC graph. So the DCC graph. So this one is this one this one is interactive widget in the widget. So here. Okay, so the app run, so we already know the app run is run the server. So the important part is that you must for this interactive, you need to define the layout first. So you define the layout. So the HTML div is the main container, and the DCC drop down. So the DCC drop down, you need to specify what is the ID name and what is the option. So we have the all, and then we have the species, and then we have species, and then the value. The value here is the default value, and then the clearable false means you cannot become empty. You need to input the data. So okay, the drop down okay, let's see the drop down again. Let's see the picture again. The result again. So this is the title, and then here is the here is here is the drop down drop down box. So the drop down box. So the drop down box. Okay, the drop down box. So this is space is drop down, and then we define what is the possible value and what is the default value. So after after create this one, and then we define the relationship between the output. Give me 1 second. We also define. Okay. So after okay, let's go back to the chart again. Okay, so we define this one is not this one. Okay, here is the one we talking about so the DCC the callback actually is for okay here is the app callback. So app callback is the decorator. So the define in interactivity between input and output. So this is the reason you will see the code. We have input, we have output, and so just to let you know, the tricky part, the tricky part, the tricky part is you need to define the layout first. And then after you define the layout, and then the callback, the app callback, the app callback is decorator, and then it define the input and output. And then you will see something, you will see, okay, so the input usually we get the value from the drop down. And then output usually we will display we will display the plot, the picture. So this is and then for the ID you must specify the ID in the layout, and then after this one done, After this one done, you need to define the function. You need to define function for your plot. So here we define the plot is the plot is the scatter. And then we define what is the x value and what is the y value, and also what is the color and what is the label. So after the label, and then the 93 and 94, this one is if you want to adjust your maker or layout, your layout. Uh, for example, we have species. So the species, we have species, and we want to give the nice name species, so we can specify in the updated layout, and then return fig. So this one is tricky part. So what is the return? So the return the fig. So the fig will return to the. Do you remember we define callback, we have output. So the figure will give it to the output to display. And then the input, the value will give we define the select species. So the input, the value will give it to species. So right now, I think hopefully you can see the relationship. It is not very straightforward, but maybe after my explanation, you can understand a little bit, and then later on, you can see my comments, and then see if you can get some idea, because I I think I will assume you are new to the Dash, and then if someone not explain to you, and then you might really get lost. So hopefully my explanation can help you to speed up the learning curve. Okay, so this is a little bit complicated, and then the next one is the next one also the next one also very interesting part. So the next one is a very interesting part. So this one, okay. So the next one, this one is gap information. So the gap information, this one is also using the dash. So using the dash, we already understand a little bit dash. So so the line number 19, this one is initiate a object in instance. So after initiate the instance, should we define the layout? So we define the layout. The here we using the children. So the children, I explain why they using the children. So the using the children, they can text update, and also we already know HTML H1, HTML H2, and the HTML H3. So this one is all for the title, and then H1 the big font, and H3 is small font, and then we have a drop down. So we have a drop down value. So the drop down value here, we have okay. This one, the line number 60. So line number 60 is a drop down. So is comprehensive. So this one define what is the supposed value could be. So they will get the value from the country field, and then default value is United States, and then celebrate clarable false means you need you need to have the data. So and then the style is the one is enhance your present the plot presentation. So we will not. I do have some example. What is the style for? So just to what the after after the lesson and then read through the code. Okay, so and then so basically you need to define the layout first. So the define the layout first, and then the second one is you need to define the callback. So the callback we define we talking about we will kind of connect input and output. And here you will see we have four output, and one is for so the two output there is a live explain, and then there is GDP, and then there is a title. There is so basically we have a live explain, and we have a GDP for our chart and then also every chart have the title. So here we have the four we have the four we have the four output, and then we only have one input, and then the magical part is after we get the value, after from the input we the drop down input we got the value, and then the value will pass to the update charts, and then update charts, and then you will see here. You will see here we define these two the figure life, and then there is a figure GDP. So the figure life is related to output life F life EXP, and then the figure GDP is related to the GTP graph. And then because they are plot, so we using the figure. And then there's a title. So the title here we will see there's two title. So one is live EXP title, and one is GDP title. And then the fun part is return. So what when you see the return, you will say what is the return for? Who got the value? So here the return they will connect it to the output. So the return so the figure life will be live EXP graph, and then figure GDP with GDP graph, and then live title will be the live EXP title. So this one is kind of interesting, kind of like twist, right? Hopefully you understand. Okay, so let's go to the demo part. Okay, the demo part. Okay, so the demo part, this one is for okay, this one we will run this one. Okay, so run this one, so we need to terminate the job running. So Control C to terminate the job running, and then we will run the GAP minder. Okay, so the GAP minder, and then so this one, okay. Okay, so here we will see we already have this one. So here they change it to the GAP minder country dashboard, right? So here we have so you will see the United States. So this is a Dropbox. So the Dropbox, the default value is the United States. And then so you will see the life experience in United States. So this is the title. So this another one is GDP per capita in United States. So this is the title. So this one is the output for the life expectancy plot. And then the next one is for the GTP part. So here, if you, okay, so right now I want to change it. I want to change this one. I want to change Uganda. And then you will see the chart change. So so here you will see the magic part. So every time you give the new value to the drop down, you select the drop down value, and then the chart will change, the title will change. So let's go back to the code. Okay, so the magical part is you need to define after you so you got the instance first, right? You got the instance first. So after you got the instance first, you need to define the layout. You need to define the layout. I put the comments as much as possible because I think if I don't understand it, you might not understand it. So if I don't know, you may not know. So this is the reason I put more comment to help myself, also maybe help you as well. So here, I also explain why using the child, the child here. So the child, so the index child refer to what included in the HTML tag. So don't think about the children is the children, someone's children. So this one is the relative dash. And then so the children is usually using the text update in heading or paragraph or span. And then and also for dynamic content, for example, we change the title. And then so we have okay, so this one is an example. If you use HTML, H3, so this is relative to the children, relative children. And then in our example, sometimes we using the HTML H1, HTML H2. So the HTML1, they usually they create the heading, and then so that usually H1 is the main heading, and H2 and H3 is a subheading, subsection, and then so they define the layout. So they define the define the layout. So that when we define the layout, because if you want to have the option to choice, you must using the drop down. And then if you want to use the drop down, and then you need using the callback. So here is the exam is how we define the layout. So we define the layout. So okay, this is the title, and then this is drop down. So the drop down we must have the ID. So the ID will relative to the input, and then we have the option, and we have a default value, and then we will define the empty is okay or not okay, and then we also define the layout, the layout, the presentation looks nice or not. And here, so okay, here okay. So we have this one is the H3 title. So we have two H3 title, and then we have okay. We also have the DCC graph. So we mentioned about the DCC graph here and the DCC graph here with relative to the output, and then the title also relative to the output. So and then I also do some explanation of the style that you can take a look. So here the fun part is after we define the layout, and then we define all the ID, and then the ID will appear in the output part. So some is graphic and some is title. And then, so we talk about children is dynamic text. so we the title part we using the children, and then the graphic part we using the figure, and then so after you define the callback input output, and then you define the function for the graphic. So the graphic here we have lifespan, and then we have a lifespan, and I think here we see this one a couple times update layout. So this one is for make the layout the layout looks nice. And then we also need to define the GDP. So you will know the layout after we define the layout. We give all the we give all the we give all the ID. We give all the ID, and then from the ID from the input output, and then in the function part we define all the information. Okay, so and then okay, the fun part here. So the input we see the country drop down. So country drop down we will get the country value. So the country value will pass to the function as a selected country. So you may ask yourself, where selected country come from? So the selected country is from a drop down box. You select the value, and then after you select the value, and then the function start to run. The function start to run, and then give all the, and then after run, they return all the picture, the plot and the title, and then the plot and the title is relative to the output here. So I think this is kind of not easy to understand, not easy to digest, but then hopefully can help you a little bit. Okay, I'm not sure do you want me continue for the okay, I think I want to continue for the time limit, not too much time. So if you need to go, feel free to go. And before you go, put your name in the chat so I know you come to the class. Thank you. Okay, let's quick for the time Streamlit. So the Streamlit is much simple. It's simple compared to the Dash. So okay, here you will see I have the Irish Streamlit. So it's very simple. So so you have okay. So you have this space. I have the action. I have the option I want to select, and then after I have this function I want to select, and then the select bar will select the species and then select the option. So after select the options, and then they pass the value to the select species, and then the species do some filtering, and then after species do some filtering. So the ST is for a streamline. So the streamline they will do the right, and then you need to define what is your figure. So this is scatter. So this is the partly scatter. So they have a color as species, and then so the title is and then they have a label. So after you define the figure, so then you using you it's very easy. You just using the C is streamlined, and streamlined using the partly chart, and then to define all the for example you define the figure here, and then here. Okay, so the use container width is true. So they will make the chart stretch to fit the full width of the Streamlit layout. So this one is just cosmetic. Okay, let's go to see the demo. Okay, the demo part here. Okay, so this is code. Okay, another thing I think I'm not sure I let you know. You need using this one. You need using this one to run the Streamlit. Okay, here I need to stop. Okay. So here you for the Streamlit, you need using the Streamlit to run the code. So just remember. Okay, so then you will see this Streamlit. Okay, so I have the Irish. Okay, so this one is the play. The look. This one is the place to give you a result. Okay, I lost my information. Okay, okay. Let me try again. Okay, so this is Irish explore, and then this is the select spaces. Okay, so you will see right now the all they show all, and then I can pick up the setosa, and then they will show the setosa. So this is the this is the example for this is the example. Okay, let me quickly show another example. Another example is the one okay another example is from okay another example is very also very interesting too. Okay, this example is very interesting, very easy compared to the one I just showed you. This one is much easier. So they don't define what is the figure, what is the plot. The the first thing is they have the ST title is defined the title, and the ST right ST is streamlight, and the ST right is write the message. And then the interesting part is there is a slide, the ST slider. So the ST slider, you will get the value, and then after you get the value, and then they assign the value to the n, and then from n they would define a data frame, and then after the data frame, and they using the line chart, they use line chart. So let's go to the demo part. Okay, so here the demo part. The demo part. Okay, so this is the code for the demo part. Okay, so we need using the Streamlit, using this command. We need stop first. We need stop first. Okay, and then we using the Yeah, no, sure, yeah, sure. Okay, so let's see if you can see it. Okay. Okay, here you will see this one. This is the example here. So the example here, you will see there is a slide bar. There is a slide bar, so you can slide the value. Okay, you can slide the value, and then the chart will change it. Okay, I think I cover most of this part, but I before you go, I need to emphasize something. So the Streamlit the Streamlit is a little bit different, a little bit different from Dash. So the Streamlit they don't have they here I think the here I mentioned about Streamlit automatically run entire script top to down. So every time. Okay, so for example, every time the slider changes, so they will run the whole script from top to bottom. So this is a little bit different, a little bit different from Dash. And also, I think also I probably okay. So we have the slider, and then here we have a slider bar. I didn't mention about it here. So we have slider for the 3 minutes, the simple one, and then here we using the slider bar. So it means that every time you change it, you got the new value from the slider or the slider bar, and then the script will run from the top to the end. So a little bit different from a little bit different from Dash. So the Dash is based on the callback and based on the function. Okay, so hopefully you can learn something today, and hopefully you have fun to. Hopefully you have fun. So any question? So if no question, and then how about we stop here and have fun and happy learning. Thank you. Bye bye.